right, Nate, we're about to be among the gods.
Oh, baby.
As the world crumbles, our divine powers sealed away. Even the gods need a hero.
Nate, you and I are going to do a early review and progress of Immortals Fenyx Rising, the latest title by Ubisoft Quebec. We received our codes very late and just due to some technical difficulties. However, we have been able to jump in a little bit, but not as far as we want to give our overall final review. Being in around the 7-hour mark honestly feels like the beginning of the game. What about you?
Yeah, man, we're really just scratching the surface of this game. Because, it takes about a few hours just to get the prologue completed.
Yep.
When, the map really kind of just opens up to you kind of doing whatever you want. And, man, this game, I am just blown away with happiness by it. Because, we're kind of long overdue for this Zelda, dare I say, Breath of the Wild kind of feel on the Xbox and PlayStation, system. So, what did you think, man, hopping into this?
Dude, I'm having a blast. Absolutely. I was able to get early access beforehand too and do a preview of the game. So I wanted to see what changed now too with the final product being here for us. And jumping in, really not much has changed, which was nice, but they did adjust the arrow. You were able, when you use the guided arrow, you were able to, in the preview build, actually speed it up or slow it down. Now that's completely gone. They were also able to go in and adjust some of your controls. My control scheme right now isn't perfect. The way you run, you actually have to hold down the X button. I wanted to change that over to the left analog stick and click it and run. But every time you change that, it actually changes a couple different inputs. So I'm not able to completely adjust it the way I want to. So getting past that, honestly, that's probably about my only nitpick of the game. The rest of it is just, it is charming, whimsical. They are very self-aware of what the game is in the context of Zeus and Prometheus talking to each other and breaking down that fourth wall barrier with Fenyx being the main character. Whether you want to go male or female is completely up to you, and how you customize your character is a big portion of the game as well. I like the small to light RPG element of the game. It's not like, you know what I mean? It's not like a huge Baldur's Gate where you got to really be stuck in and dug deep into figuring out the management sources and all this kind of backlog of information you're going to need. It allows you to get in there, play the game, have a good time. And yeah, that Zelda-esque feel, art style too, Nate. Dude, I'm so in. This game is a blast to play.
Yeah, man, because you're just set out, and like I said, you can kind of go out and do the main quest, or you can go out and complete these vaults, where there are tons of these vaults, whether they're puzzle-solving vaults or kind of horde-based, wave-based vaults. And it's pretty cool. Like, some of the puzzles, they really actually got me thinking, man. A couple of them, but most of them are pretty simple, so the pacing isn't too frustrating, in this such a big of a game.
Yeah, no, the game is absolutely massive. That's why I said we were only in and around the 7-hour mark. So for us to give a final score, we're just not ready to do that yet. No. So that's why we're here early. But to get in the overall pitch of the story is the fact that Typhon has come over and basically crushed all the gods, and you, being an immortal, are out to help save the gods. Seems like an oddball story, but it's hilariously told through Prometheus and Zeus, and the way everything unfolds, and then you meet the gods eventually, and how you kind of rescue or go about your missions, is really, really cool. I thought Ubisoft Quebec have done a great job bringing a sense of Zelda/Assassin's Creed. One of the originals for the Assassin's Creed is, speaking of, that's how they brought us in. It was through the Assassin's Creed feel too, because they brought back that look around where you're able to pan in and you scope out the area to pick out so many things to do, whether or not you're looking for these crystals, or you're looking for your objective, or a chest, or more gear, and it just keeps or like there's a ton of stuff to do.
Yeah, the world just feels very filled out, man. And that's another thing too, the combat, man. Let's kind of dive into that, because while you're exploring the open world, there's all sorts of cool creatures that you run into, and they all, you know, play fairly differently. There's actually open world bosses as well. I ran into 2 that kind of actually played very similarly, but ultimately still we're different and challenging. I'm playing on hard as well because this game has difficulty settings.
Yeah,
which is.
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
It's the enemy types are set in this Greek mythology lore, right? So you're getting your Medusa-like creatures or the Minotaurs and things like that. Cyclops is there, and one of the coolest parts about the combat in 8 is it's not too complex, right? I felt very rewarded in the middle of combat, and the other probably one of the highlights is if you can time it right and be in the right spot at the right time, you dodge out of the way. Yeah, you can parry, but it also, the person coming at you, the character or creature, will then actually hit the other enemy types on the battlefield at the same time, which will hurt them, right? So it was really cool. I had a blast playing this, man. It was really fun.
Oh, it's honestly, so far, 8 hours in, a wicked experience.
Nate, like we said from the top, this is a review in progress, and at the 7-hour mark, we are absolutely having a blast. The comedy relief between Zeus and Prometheus, who then talk about Phoenix, and they say, "Well, this story went this way," and they're, "No, it didn't. It went this way." You know, it kind of goes. It's hilarious. The art style is fantastic. The open world is just massive. There's so much content within the game. And dude, the battling mechanics behind it too are just simple enough to get you in, but yet feeling rewarded. And I'm gotta be there right now early when we get back to it with our final scores, but for now, I'm there with an 8.
Wow, man, I'm actually a little bit higher than you, and to be honest, dude, you nailed everything right on the head. I love this world that they've crafted, the lore I'm super eager to explore, the quirkiness of the story, the pacing, everything is spot on. Right now, 8 hours in, I'm at a 9, dude.
Wow, nice. Immortals Fenyx Rising is a beautiful world that breaks the fourth wall by knowing exactly what the game is. Not too serious, with hilariously written dialogue. Just needed a few more minor control tweaks.